Hello, beautiful people. Today I want to talk about how you're loved more than you realize and why you shouldn't believe your negative thoughts. I think it's very natural for us as humans to believe that we're the only ones that feel a certain way or that we're the only ones that don't have things figured out. I've been dealing with a lot of lonely feelings lately. I've kind of felt like I'm the only one experiencing a lot of things that I'm experiencing. Lack of confidence, lack of self-love, feeling kind of like I don't have a plan or purpose. It really discourages me some days. It leaves me feeling very isolated in everything that I'm going through. But that couldn't be further from the truth. There are so many people who also experience these same emotions, these same thoughts, the same type of days that I've been dealing with. I don't really think people talk about it just because it's kind of hard to express those uncomfortable emotions to other people. The other day, I had a pretty bad mental day. My thoughts were very negative. Instead of being able to reel myself back into what I know was the truth, I was kind of falling into believing those negative thoughts. I think it can be really easy to feel like you're the only one that feels a certain way or experiences certain things, especially when you don't open up about it. It can be very isolating, and thinking about opening up to somebody can be very intimidating as well, just because you don't want anybody to look at you and be like, oh, you're crazy. Why would you think that? You don't want somebody to judge you the way that you're judging yourself. When I am going through difficult times emotionally, mentally, I tend to forget that the people I love are not going to view me the way that my inner critic is viewing me. The negative thoughts that I struggle with when I'm going through a difficult time are not what somebody that genuinely loves me is going to be thinking of me. It can be really easy to project those self-negative beliefs onto everybody around you just because you're like, oh, the whole world is going to think of me like this, and what are they going to think if I'm honest about how I feel? What are they going to think when I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like the ugliest person in the world because of blank? It's really uncomfortable to be honest about difficult emotions when you're already struggling to sit with them yourself. There's so much beauty in being vulnerable and honest about things that we struggle with. By being open and honest about what you deal with, not only are you helping yourself by releasing that, but it also gives other people the opportunity to feel less alone and be like, oh, I deal with that too. The other day I had a really bad mental day, and it wasn't really until I opened up to my friend about it that I was able to release those emotions fully, because I talked about everything that was on my mind. I just brain dumped. I realized I wasn't even letting myself feel those emotions fully before, which was keeping me from being able to let them go. So it was just weighing on me. On bad days like that, it's so much easier to just give in to the negative thoughts versus trying to sit there and fight them, because deep down I know that it's not true, but the thoughts repeating over and over, and eventually you just give in to them. Talking with my friend, I realized nobody I love is going to view me the way that those negative, repetitive thoughts are saying that they're going to view me. Nobody's going to look at me and be like, you're some crazy. Nobody that I love is going to think that I'm less than or look at me like I'm not worthy of love. And if anybody does treat you differently or like you are less than because you struggle with certain things, that just shows the type of person that they are. They're not genuine. Them showing you their true colors is only creating space for people who deserve a spot in your life. Essentially, they're taking out the trash, which is them. You don't want anybody around you that makes life any harder than it needs to be, because life is already hard. There are going to be stressors and obstacles that you overcome in life, but friendships and relationships and people in your life in general should not be draining you. You don't need anybody to add onto the hardness of life. So next time that you're having a bad day, try to remember that you are more loved than you realize. Those negative thoughts are lying to you. You are not worthless. You are a blessing to have. You are so special. You are so loved. You're so important. And you are worthy of good things. You deserve good things. Don't believe everything you think, especially when you're not feeling great. When you're having bad days, remember to question those thoughts and to remind yourself that they're not true and remind yourself that they're normal. It's okay to experience negative thoughts. It's okay to experience intrusive thoughts. It's okay to feel bad. It's normal to feel behind. But just remember that those negative thoughts hold no truth. You are the one that gives them power. That's something that I need to work on. Remember to treat yourself like somebody you love and be gentle with yourself. Thank you for listening to me talk. I love you. Bye.